Okay, folks, we want to continue with our family history, this little schedule that we've got here. And the next set of instructions after placing an inset text frame, then we want to do all the typing. It says you're using the markup in Chapter 5 as a guide for entering the tabs. Now, if you don't have Chapter 5, that's fine. If we zero in on this right here, and in fact, let's get into here. If we look at this, if you notice this text right here on the left hand side, it's actually right aligned within that column. So we actually need to have a tab. This is one of those instances where we do need a tab on the very first set of information. And then we want a tab on the second set of information and the third. So we're actually going to end up with 3 tabs instead of just 2. Because these numbers here are aligned on the right hand side, then we're going to need to use a tab control for that. Okay, I don't want to type all this in, so if you were to look at this, and you can type in if you want to, if you have this PDF and you open it up with Acrobat Reader, yeah, this is actually selectable text. Hooray! So I'm going to select it, okay, copy, okay, Command or Control C, go back and jump into, I've got to use my type tool though. Click in the text box and Command or Control V for paste. Got to use those key commands. Okay, so it looks pretty plain. Putting it in InDesign, it really doesn't preserve all of the formatting and stuff, which I'm actually grateful for. Now, some of it you might even end up spacing things out a little bit differently. And that's kind of up to you if you want to do that. All right, so let's say now the majority of our text is Adobe Caslon Pro of some sort. Some is regular, Adobe Caslon Pro, and the other part right here, the schedule itself, is Myriad Pro. So the first part is, and so we're going to highlight that first part. Well, I'm going to click inside of my text here and highlight that because I would like to actually type in Adobe Caslon Pro. Now, Caslon is a nice typeface and it has these little swashes. So if you don't have the Adobe brand of it, not to worry. Adobe Caslon. If you can find something similar or Caslon, if you can work with it, fantastic. So I'm just going to go with a sets everything kind of sort of into place. And then the very first part of this, the for all generations, is, let's see, for all generations, just this part right here. In fact, I want to put set A. I'm going to set that on the next line. All right, so for all generations, and all of this can be centered, so all of it right here. We'll go ahead and control that align center. This is going to be, let's see, bold italic. Okay, so we'll set it as bold italic. It is 21. What are, 21 on 25. Kind of a strange one. But just follow along so we can click in here and actually type in 25, press enter. So I'm just going to quickly put in what we see here. So one of the things about it, and you're going to see here, is to take the time to put those details in. Caslon Pro also has some special characters here. And so under our control panel options, we can choose our something called an open type, and we want the swash characters. There are more characters than we originally had. We have access to some fancy stuff in some of the typefaces we do. So if I go under the character panel, okay, right here, character panel, the flyout menu. All right, let's see, we're looking for, under the control panel, I type swatch. Yeah, I might be looking in the wrong spot. Here, in this, control panel. Well, there's more in here. Here we go. So we're looking for, swash, and sometimes it's hard to find. Open type. Open type, where are you? Oh, there we go. Way up at the top. It's hiding. Okay, swash. Didn't want to take up too much of your time that way. All right, yeah. Open type, yeah, that's where we're looking. I don't do this very often, and so even in the character panel itself, under the flyout menu, open type, and there's all kinds of things we have access to, and swash is one of them. Look at what it did to that text. It made it all fancy. All right, and while we've got that selected, guess what? I'm going to change the color to that brown right here and now. All right, the second one, let's go preserving your family's history. All right, all small caps. 12 and 15, so 12. We're going to type in 15 for the letting. And in my character panel, small caps. All right, and then, all right, the tracking is less than. Okay, so the tracking here, this is tracking right in here, this little line here. So I'm going to go minus, minus. All right, are we sure it's that size? All right, we're going with it. Blue and a 0.5 rule below, which is in brown. Let's see if we can do a rule below. Underline options, okay, can be our friend. So do we want an underline on? All right, let's preview it so we can see. Yeah, we've got an underline. Our color is the brown. All right, and we're offsetting it because it looks like it needs to be pushed down. And that rule line, okay, the weight, 0.5, it's small, but the offset, wow, I need to kind of push that down just a little bit. All right, these controls you can play around with as you go along. All right, so then finally my Saturday, and this is a 12 with a 14-point letting, and okay, bold. All right, and we're pretty good to go. I think I'm going to have to have a few things going on in here. We want to make the color, and then we're going to continue in the next lesson here in setting up our tabs. So for all generations now, we've got the very first part set up, and again, it's just straightforward typesetting for here. Then we're going to set our tabs.